checking out Waco this week on Hoosier Adventures. So as you can see, Waco has this giant 25 story building that just sort of towers over everything. First place we're going to be looking at is the Dr. Pepper Museum. So a little known fact about Waco, Dr. Pepper was invented here. The museum cost $10 a person to walk through, and I mean, it's borderline worth it. Part of the museum is actually in the original pharmacy slash soda shop where Dr. Pepper was invented. I tell you what, though, soda fountains, I really do love them. I wish there were more of them. Here's a robot of the Dr. Pepper inventor that I'll spare you the burden of watching. Of course, one of the cool things about the museum is its collection of old bottles of Dr. Pepper as well as other kinds of soda. Here's some equipment. I have no clue what this thing is. You know, put it in the comments. Quite a good collection of old automobiles. In the case of this museum, they're all delivery trucks, but they're interesting, cool, and fun to look at. Yeah, if you're into Dr. Pepper, it's your dream. Now, when you walk across this courtyard to the other building kind of has, they call it a soda fountain, but there's no actual bar in it. You sit at tables like a normal restaurant, but it's got great prices on ice cream and soda. I got a float, and it's pretty cheap. I mean, it's like half the price of going to Dairy Queen or something like that. So it's a definite must when you're in Waco. There's Cool Spot, of course. Bring him back. He was one of my favorite mascots from the early 90s. So under the umbrella of the company who owns Dr. Pepper, they also own, I guess, 7 Up and RC and several other things. I'm not really quite sure how all that fits together. There's this really weird futuristic looking Dr. Pepper go-kart. One of their more popular drinks, Big Red, of course, is a cultural icon. Love a good model railway. Swear if I had a basement, I'd try to build one myself. So if you're a fan of Fixer Upper, this is the Gaines family compound, I guess I would call it. This is a Tuesday, and it was packed. I've actually never seen the show. We don't have cable, but I have seen bits and pieces of a few episodes. There's all kinds of food trucks around. The store itself, though, isn't really worth going in. They just kind of sell overpriced knick-knack and tchotchkes and stuff. But man, it was packed. And again, it was a Tuesday. I wonder what it looks like on a Saturday. And because this episode ran really short, we ran out of stuff to do in Waco. Here's some footage of a recent ice storm that hit Indiana. This is the aftermath the next morning. So all throughout the night, we got ice. And you could hear all the different trees and stuff cracking in the woods as they toppled over. It's kind of eerie. Knocked out our power for several hours. Actually didn't have internet for several days. Yeah, it was just a real bad mix of weather there. It got cold enough to sleet, and then all the ice and the snow accumulated on the trees. Like, look at that. I mean, that's insane. Probably gonna have to cut that down. The next day, it ended up melting about midday, I would say. It got hot enough that it was just melting all the ice off the trees. You could still, even the next day when I was outside doing this, you can't hear it on camera, but there were a lot of trees cracking. You know what they say about Indiana? If you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes. Got really lucky that one didn't hit the house. You can see this tree here just completely split. Like, comment, and subscribe. I know that this probably is not my most interesting of videos, but I'm trying to crank out new content weekly. If you have something that you think would make a good video, let me know, and I'll try to check it out.